Hey, what's going on everyone, this is iReviews back with another video, and today we're talking about iOS 18.4. As you probably know, we're just days away from the release of iOS 18.4 to the public. Actually, Apple has just released the second RC version of iOS 18.4, and most likely this beginning of the week we will have iOS 18.4 released to the public. Now this is a big update with a ton of new features and changes. There are more than 60 new features and changes added to iOS 18 with 18.4. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at some of those, and I will show you guys some of the new features that you probably didn't know about and some new things that your iPhone can do that you probably didn't know about. And we're starting with the Photos app. We actually have quite a lot of really important changes here with the Photos app. Now, first of all, let's head on here and take a look at the utilities here. So we have here two different albums, recently viewed, and we also have recently shared. These albums will show at the top of your Photos app. You will see there the photos that have recently been shared with you, and also the photos that you have recently viewed on your Photos app. But if you want to hide these albums, now you will be able to do that. Simply head on to your settings, go to apps, and then go to Photos, and then right here you have show recently viewed and shared. You can just switch this off, and now you will have those two albums removed from your Photos app. Now what's really important, a great new feature or fix or whatever you want to call it that Apple has added on iOS 18.4, and it has to do with hidden photos. Now the hidden photos on your iPhone are hidden, but they're available to import to a computer, to a Mac or PC, and that's really bad. Now what Apple has done with iOS 18.4 is that if you have hidden photos and you head onto your settings app, you go to settings, go to apps, and then go to photos. If you have enabled use Face ID, then the photos that you have on the hidden album are actually not available for import. So those won't be available to import to a PC or a Mac, and that's a great fix that Apple has added to iOS 18.4. Now here's another change for the utilities and the media types on the Photos app. So on the Photos app with iOS 18, we have these like the biggest sections there, the utilities and the media types. Now with iOS 18.4, you can actually reorder this. You couldn't do this before. You simply tap the edit button, and now you can just pick any of the albums here and reorder them any way you like. Of course, there are things that you will use more frequently and you want to have them on the first page at the top there, so now you can actually do that. Now what's really cool is that you will also have a reset button which will allow you to reset this, and if you just want to go back to their default, you simply tap the reset button and it will reorder them to their default. Now when it comes to reordering and sorting things, when you go to your albums, if you tap right there on the three dots, now you will have a new option to sort by date modified. So you will have all the albums right here. You also have the new UI here for the list and the key photo view, but instead of sorting just by name or by custom order, you will now be able to also sort your albums based on the date when they have last been modified. And here's another really useful change. When you go to the Passwords app, when you go to your codes, if you have any codes saved here, you will now see that circle right there. You can see that green indicator right there. That indicates the time left for those codes until it will generate new codes. So once that's actually complete, you will notice that it will start from the beginning. It will show you all new codes. So that's very useful. Now it shows right there on the main page, and it also shows within the codes. If you go to see the details of any code, it will show that specific like circle right there, which will fill up green, and then it will reset once it has resetted all the codes. Now with iOS 18.4, Apple has added some pretty cool and very useful toggles to the control center, which you can also use on your lock screen. I'm talking here about Apple's visual intelligence and also the ability to have Siri talk to Siri and also type to Siri right here on the lock screen. So all you have to do here, just find Apple Intelligence and Siri. You can choose between any of the three: talk to Siri, type to Siri, or visual intelligence. Once you have added them, of course you can have both two of them if you want to, on each one on each side. Now I can just go ahead and talk or type to Siri simply by pressing this button on the lock screen. And there is also another change for the control center or the lock screen as well. It depends where you have your flashlight. If you tap right here to invoke the flashlight, I don't know if you noticed this, but the animation here and this like window where it shows a flashlight is actually much bigger now with iOS 18.4. Now this will make it a lot easier for most people to actually just adjust the flashlight of their device. It's actually much better. And with iOS 18.4, you also get a new Bluetooth indicator on the dynamic island. Now, the dynamic island has actually been improved a lot with iOS 18.4. They finally have fixed the privacy dots. They just show like besides the dynamic island right there, they don't mess up the dynamic island, and the animations are much smoother. But it also shows now when you're playing any media to a Bluetooth device, you will have that little Bluetooth icon right there with a speaker, which in my opinion is an amazing touch. Now, as you might know, Apple has added new toggles for ambient music on the control center. So when you go to add one of the toggles here, you will have ambient music. You will have 4 of them. You can actually tap right here to switch to any of the playlists that they have pre-added, or you can even choose from the library if you're using Apple Music on your device. Now what's really cool with this is that once you start playing any of these, you can actually go to the app. Even though there's no icon for this app and you cannot find it on the app library or anywhere, you can actually tap right here, and once you tap on the album art, it will open the app. Now you can find it right here on the dynamic island. If we go the app switcher like that, it appears there, but once you're out, it's gone. But anytime you want to just like tap right there on the dynamic island, it will show the ambient music app, and right here we'll have the controls. Of course, you can scroll here, you can just move to another sound, you can turn up or down the volume with the slider, and you can choose to play in any other device directly from here. So much easier for you to actually manage your ambient music from this interface. And last but not least, we're moving to the phone app. Now with the phone app on iOS 18.4, we have a smaller change here that I really like. So when you have 2 phone lines on your device, you have 2 different numbers, you will get these 2 arrows right there, and then like basically an icon that shows you in which line you're currently at. But if you tap those, it will show you this menu, and you can switch between the first and the second line. Now this used to be a feature here before, but now we have those like arrows that indicate that there is a menu. Previously it just had this like icon right there, and many people didn't even know that there is a menu on that. So now you just tap right here and you can quickly switch between your lines before making a phone call. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. These are some amazing new features coming to iOS 18.4 that you probably didn't know about. Now 18.4 is coming out this upcoming week. Apple has said that it will be available in April, and in my opinion, April 1st will be the most likely date that Apple will actually release iOS 18.4 to the public, because previously we had 0.4 updates released on a Tuesday. It should happen this year as well. Last year actually iOS 17.4 was released on a Tuesday, so I would expect this year to be the same as well. So that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash that like button if you did, and of course subscribe for more iOS 18.4 videos, and I will see you on the next one.